Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this Hangar guide. In this guide I'm going to take you through how hangars work, how much you're going to be able to earn with it, and roughly how long it's going to take, alongside of course location and everything you need to know. So starting off, the prices for the hangars vary from $1.2 to $3.2 million. Obviously this is all based on location and the interiors are not different from anything else. Now when it comes to locations, you could go for LSIA or Fort Zancudo. Those two things obviously have its pros and cons. If you go to LSIA, your sourcing missions will be around the Los Santos area, including downtown Los Santos. What this of course means is that you're going to have to deal with those pesky tryhards trying to take your shit down if you're in a public lobby. So this is something that you might want to consider if you're someone that typically only plays in solo public lobbies or only play with your friends. When it comes to Fort Zancudo, it actually gives a nice bonus as well, because you get something that's called low-level clearance. You'll be able to enter your Fort Zancudo hangar without a hassle or any military chasing you, but as soon as you start to do some stuff which is a bit questionable, like start killing people or exploding some things which are not really meant to be exploded, then you're going to get a 2-star wanted level. And unfortunately that also sometimes means there's going to be some military tanks coming for you. However, this typically doesn't seem too much of a hassle if you can just keep yourself cool. Unfortunately, this also means that if you enter Fort Zancudo with a wanted level, it's going to just simply treat it as a normal 4-star wanted level, meaning that you're going to get some military after you. But of course, Fort Zancudo gives that same protection from the military for any unwanted visitors, like that one guy in the Hydra. So buying the 3.2 million hangar is kind of really no point. You'll be simply wasting money on the biggest looking hangar, so you might as well get the one from 2 million. So what would my personal recommendation be for a hangar? It's entirely up to you. Personally, I like the Zancudo option because it has a couple of benefits, like having the low level clearance and also it being a bit of a more central location rather than anything else. Obviously, according to Sonny, because he had both of those hangars, he can kind of confirm that all the missions and sourcing missions are around the same area of the hangar that you buy. So you don't really have to do it for location. Obviously, for Zancudo, it's kind of cool to have a hangar in Fort Zancudo, but if you're short on cash, LSIA is an option for you. Obviously, be aware that there's a lot of other people who are also broke ass bitches, mainly them tryhards with them hydras who want to kill you, also have that LSIA and is obviously a much more populated area than Fort Zancudo. So when it comes to the uses of the hangar, there are a couple of cool things that you can do with it. Leaving all the sourcing and selling for a moment here, what you can do with your hangars, actually store your old Pegasus vehicles and request them via the interaction menu. Alongside of that, you can also bring your old Pegasus vehicle and give them a new coat of paint, and yes, that even means that you'll be able to get yourself a chrome Hydra. In this hangar you'll also be storing your brand new vehicles that you've bought, and you will need a hangar to purchase these new air vehicles. And if you want to customize your new air vehicles, you're going to have to drop a cool 1.1 million to give it new weapons and new engine upgrades and all that stuff like that. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty of sourcing and selling. So before you start sourcing, you need to take a couple of things in consideration. First of all, you need to be a VIP, CEO or motorcycle club. And if you want to source with more than 4 people, then you will be wasting your time, because with a motorcycle club of 8 people, you're only going to be able to still only move 4 crates. So do keep that in mind, never ever go over 4 people in your motorcycle club, because you'll be wasting your time. Alongside of sourcing for crates, you can also decide to steal it from other players in the session. And another thing that's kind of been rumored around, and I want to debunk right now, is that you will not, I repeat, will not get increased value for destroying other people's crates. Yes, it is said by Ron in a phone call in one of the earlier stages of your hangar purchase. The way I found this out is I personally went ahead and I destroyed 10 crates of other people, and also went as far as doing that with a sale mission from someone else. There's also no code found in the game at all that's referring to this actually being a thing. A huge thank you to FunMW2 for digging into the code for that for me as well. When it comes to value of all these crates, there's not really much of a difference apart from the fact that if you reach the 25 and 50 crates amount of one single product, you're going to get a bonus. Now this bonus varies per product. For narcotics, for example, it's 35% for 25 crates and 70% for 50 crates. Now thanks to iTwister on Twitter, we're able to figure out that for 25 crates of art, you'll be getting a 24% bonus instead of the 35% bonus you would get for medical supplies, which happens to be the same as narcotics. I'm only going to take narcotics as the prime example here because as far as I've seen, it's the one that's going to pay the most, and I can assure everyone that it's going to pay the amount that I have tested. Now with the value of $830,000, you'll be having to spend a total of 20 hours trying to get all your money back that you invested in your $2 million hangar. Now this is obviously without any upgrades or the aircraft workshop. So the best way in my opinion to go about these sourcing missions, because they also have that 7-minute cooldown if you were playing with 4 people, is to actually play this with another friend, because as a solo player this DLC is just simply not for you. The most ideal way in my opinion to go about this is to use another buddy and just simply go back and forth between helping each other source the things, because in the time your source mission cooldown is in effect, you'll be able to help your buddy, and as soon as you're done you'll be able to help yourself again as well. So you can just keep going back and forth. It will probably be a lot better and a lot more fun rather than just simply sitting there and waiting for the cooldown timer to be done. Right, so let's go over to selling and actually making some money. Now, as mentioned before, if you get up to 25 crates, you will getting a 35% bonus, and if you get to 50 crates, you're getting a 75% bonus. Now I know what you're thinking. If I'm a solo player, would it be a good idea to get 25 crates for narcotics and 25 crates for chemicals? Now I personally don't think that would be a good idea because you're going to miss out on about 200k. So personally I think you should definitely focus on one product at a time. Now what this means is that if you have other crates laying around in your hangar, which typically happens, you have to sell those. And if it happens to be that it's only one crate, then I have a little bit of a trick for you. Because if you only have to sell one crate and you get a mission where you have to deliver to 3 different locations, what you can do is deliver to one location and it just simply destroy the plane or helicopter you're using, and you'll still get the $10,000 you are supposed to earn. You're welcome, I just saved you about 10 to 15 minutes. Now I can hear you think, are these stealth vehicles actually a bit sturdy as well? Yes, they are. I've tested it and there's a total of 5 sticky bombs needed in order to take down one of these stealth vehicles. So that's not too bad actually. You'll be able to just simply go around and not be too worried about getting a bit of damage on you, and you'll still be able to very easily drop your supplies off and get paid. Speaking of get paid, the high demand cash bonus makes its return from previous DLCs as well. It's 1% per player in lobby, so that means for every single player that is not of course in your CEO, you get $8,300 per player, which for me resulted in a nice $74,000. Not too bad for simply playing in a session with a bunch of friends, right? So that brings us to the big question. Is it worth getting a hangar? Now there's a couple of things you have to keep in mind. First of all, location. Have you ever wanted to be around the Fort St. Kudo area where you could just spawn into if you decide to actually make it a spawn location, or LSIA? If that's something that you always wanted, then of course it could be an investment for you. If you want to have the new air vehicles, then you're going to have to buy a hangar anyway, or else you're simply not able to purchase them. If you also purchase a hangar and start doing these sourcing missions, you'll also be able to get a nice discount, which results, I believe, in a total of 10 million in discounts, including of course the vehicles that are not released yet. The sourcing missions are quite cool as well, and also allow you to get a bit of a sneak peek of upcoming vehicles such as for example the Hunter in the gameplay you're seeing right now. Now some missions are okay and some missions are a bit For example, the mission where you have to defend a Titan is probably the most tedious mission in all of GTA Online, and you should probably avoid it at all costs because it's a very long mission and it gets very boring. And if it's something that you're surely doing for the money, then it is something that you probably want to reconsider, unless you have 3 other friends who are willing to help you out. But I think if they're honest up to themselves, I don't really think that's going to be a thing. If you're able to get 3 other people with you, you'll be able to resupply the entire thing within like 2 hours. And then yes, then it will probably start to be turning very profitable. However, then those 3 others will not be earning any cash at all, and I'm pretty sure that you and my friends are not really willing to help you out when they're not earning anything at all, because in the end they probably want to buy that new helicopter coming up too, for example the Hunter. Right, Turkey? So overall, I personally think that if you're solely going to purchase this to make some extra money, then you're probably better off sticking off with import and export, because that's still going to earn you more money than this. However, if you're looking to do something new and in the end still make an okay amount of money and you have another buddy where you could play with, then this could be pretty cool. The hangar is very useful. You can spawn all your old Pegasus vehicles and also your new vehicles from your interaction menu. So in that way, it can be very useful within free mode and also of course in older DLCs such as the bunker and the biker business, making resupplying missions a lot easier and faster because you can just simply go ahead and spawn yourself a Hydra and have it spawn a few meters away. So yeah, those are just my opinions. Let me know all your opinions down in the comment section down below. Thank you all so very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all later.